Welcome to February. So it's 7 a.m. Thursday, and it means that it will be the museum dam today. But for now it's jogging, yeah, and morning exercise. Perfect. It became even colder than it was yesterday. Yeah, but the sky is still clear. Surprisingly, because the forecast says that it would be the snowfall in the evening. But actually I see that the sky is not clear, that it's some sort of the mist outside. Yeah, and the mix of the low temperature and the high dampness is a synonym of the freezy, extremely freezy weather. Yeah, it would be minus 12 or minus 13 degrees today. So yeah, it's extremely cold for this high dampness, high moisture. But it's not that bad because I'm going to spend the day inside the museum, so they will be warm. Yeah, they will be comfortable. I hope so. In the middle of January I said that it was the climax of the winter, so I a bit messed out, because the climax of the winter is today and tomorrow. Extremely low temperature. The extremely low temperature and that's all. Yeah, the extremely low temperature and the snow around. This is the attributes of the climax of the winter. Yeah. So let's check the birds, and as I can notice, nobody's here. It's extremely cold. It would be a surprise if I could find even one bird here, because, well, extremely cold for any species to spend the time outside or to swim in the frozen lake. Yeah, and I see the moon, it's full of, and I see the vapor near the moon, around the moon, and it means that the moisture is extremely high today, and it really will become cloudy till the sunrise. I have some sort of feeling. Okay, it's almost 8 a.m. Yeah, the 1st February, and minus 7 degrees. And it means that in reality it's minus 12. Yeah, it's minus 12 degrees in reality. Great. And I see some holiday decorations in the window. Interesting. Yeah, a lot of people want the holidays to go on and on. Why not? Why not? Because winter is some sort of dark and gloomy, and the holidays are sparkling and bright. Yeah. The difference in the temperature is not that high, but it feels tremendously colder now. And so if I were planning to make a bicycle trip today, but not yesterday, I will decline it because, well, because it's too cold for it. I mean, it's comfortable to move on the bicycle, but to just sit in the city and spend time would be not so good, not so good. But who knows, maybe I just could get warmer clothes and it could solve the problem, yeah? But don't forget about the final exercise. The lunch will be my breakfast today, because yeah, I'm starting my trip kinda early. At 9 a.m. I'm going to start it, and I see that the sky is violet. Yeah, so it's the sunset, it really could be clear outside. So, eating the breakfast, the lunch, yeah, and start. That's what I'm talking about. In the video it could be not violet, maybe something like pink, but in reality it's really pure violet color. Gorgeous. 25 minutes have passed since then, and the day finally started, and what can I notice? That the sky is covered by the cloud. Yeah, it would not be the second sunny day today, but it's not that bad, because as I said, I will spend the whole day inside the building, So it's 9 a.m., 9:15, and I started my food trip to the city center, and I will come there in an hour, maybe in an hour or 50 minutes. Yeah, I hope that the line will not be so long today. It will be long, but I hope that it will be not so long like it was in January. Then it was holidays and a crowd of people came there with me. I said that the temperature reduced a bit, but there's still no wind today. It's still calm, just like it was yesterday. So it's a bit comfortable actually to move on foot. Yeah, even comfortable than by bicycle because when I'm going with a high speed, yeah, it's a bit warmer, yeah, than on the bicycle. Great, and the sky is still yellow. Yeah. Welcome to the morning rush hour. So I finally reached the second bridge, and what can I say, that the traffic became denser and denser. Yeah, it's becoming denser and denser. Not here, but on the main street. On the main street. Interesting. It could be a perfect place to make a stop, but no. Actually, I don't have enough spare time for it. So I'm moving ahead. Yeah. And I've reached the adorable crossing of the rivers here near this church. Interesting because it's kinda empty here. Yeah, compared to the middle of the day. And the sky became even more brighter. Great. Yeah. The fireman though is still standing on the tower looking to the city, and I'm also almost reached the half of the way. Yeah, and the streets became crowdier and crowdier, minute by minute. If I were riding the bicycle, I would say that I'd reached the bus lane. Yeah, the bus lane. But I'm not riding the bicycle. I'm moving through the empty streets, empty pedestrian streets. The morning emptiness is awesome. Undoubtedly. Yeah. Undoubtedly it is. So I have finally reached the third bridge. And what can I see here? It's all the same like it was 10 minutes ago. Yeah, nothing changed actually. But the air is so fresh today. Great. Perfect time, perfect day to spend it walking through the city. Yeah, but I'm also a bit tired actually. I don't know why. Maybe because of the lack of the sleep this night. Who knows? And the next checkpoint reached. So, but unfortunately it's 10 minutes 10 minutes past 10, and it means that I'm a bit late because the museum will open in 20 minutes. But it is necessary to come at least 1 hour before it, or maybe half an hour, 40 minutes before the opening, because the line will be too long. And I don't have a choice but to wait for 3 or for 2 hours till the entrance. But it's not that bad. I finally reached the last turn, the last right turn, and the museum is in the end of the street. So, yeah, it only left 10 minutes of the way. Perfect. It's 10:23 or something like that, and I don't see the line. It's actually a positive sign. It means that it only left maybe 1.5 hours, maybe 2 hours to wait for me, because the last time it was starting since the street on the left. I mean, on the left, yeah. And there are nobody here near the column. So let's come closer. Let's come closer and check it. So I finally came closer to the gates, and what can I see? That there are nobody here. Is it really a free day today or not? Because it's the first Thursday of the month, and it's supposed to be the free entrance today. But usually the line starts somewhere right here, or even right here. So it left 5 minutes till the opening of the museum, and I hope that it's really free today. Why not? Because it's always free on the first Thursday of the week of the month. And here there the line starts, and it means that there is 1 hour till I will enter the museum. Great. It took only 15 minutes to come inside. That's why I like to come earlier. Yeah, to stay in the line just for 15 minutes. So let's change the clothes and come in. The temporary exhibition from November is still right here. Strange. It's almost, no, it's not almost, it's more than 2 months left since it started. Interesting. So let's come inside and find a bench here. What am I doing in the museums? Why am I visiting it every month? Because I'm spending the time just the same as on the outside. Yeah, just find an interesting place and spend there an hour, and then find another place, and again, because I saw everything here, and there is nothing new actually for me. So let's start. I don't know, let's choose something. I'm actually seeing this exhibition for the third time, and what can I say? That I'm kinda tired of it because I saw everything there and read all the descriptions of the statues and other exhibits. So let's move to the general exhibitions. This place is good, but there are no benches, so it's impossible to sit there, unfortunately. But still. So let's move ahead. The whole palace was totally vandalized actually 100 years ago. So lots of these things are not replicas, but it actually looked in the other way in the past. A little bit, but it's still great. One of the most gorgeous rooms in my point of view in the whole building. I mean, it's a library, one of them. Some Gothic style, but it looks so great, even without the gold and something like that. And it has so big windows here, so deep, yeah, 1 meter deep. Interesting. It said that it was been renovated or something like that in the 1980s. And the books are real, all the books are real there. Interesting. Actually, the museum is half empty right after the opening. Great. Yeah, definitely like it. It would be overcrowded after 1 hour or 2 hours. But now it's just like it is. I actually consider this place to be some sort of the classical interior showrooms, a bunch of classic interior showrooms, because there are a lot of antique, medieval things right here: carpets, wardrobes, closets, sofas. Perfect place to spend time. There's a bunch of extremely rich interiors. I mean, there are a lot of rooms full of gold and other jewelries. Perfect place, but unfortunately it's impossible to sit there. It would be better if it would be available, or would be the modern benches instead of this. To just sit and spend time in this environment. But unfortunately not. Unfortunately, it's kind of rare to find a bench here. And the ceiling size pompous pompous decoration are incredible, undoubtedly. As expected of the palace, of course. So let's look at the lion, and what can we see? That there is no lion. So the long lion appears only in January and during the summer. But in February, March and April it will be calm and nobody will. And not so many people will come here. But all of these people are actually moving to the museum, to the entrance. As I can see. This table looks like a masterpiece. I want something like that as my PC desk. Yeah, it would be quite interesting if here would be the monitor. Definitely. Or even better, something like that. Yeah, something like that would be good as a PC table if there was a table actually under this. But it's actually possible to open it. And the floors in every room looks also so filthy rich. I don't know even how to describe it. Stylish. I want something like that in my room. Yeah, just like in the palace. But it's so expensive, I'm sure. Expensive, but it's definitely worth it. Definitely. It looks gorgeous in the palace interior. With the palace interior, I wanted to say. There are actually a lot of benches on this side of the museum, so maybe I can stop in one of the rooms on the left. In this room, right in the middle of the palace, it could be the great stop for me. Yeah, the first stop. I think 30 minutes is enough for this bench, so let's read something and then move to the next location. Actually, the neighbor Yellow Museum is also supposed to be free today. Maybe, I really don't know, but maybe I can visit it afterwards. Because I see that it's not that crowded there. So, I've reached the next giant hall. There is nothing special here. Expect the exhibition of the crafts around. So, what place am I going to visit ahead? Maybe the giant golden room, maybe, or maybe another. I don't know. I think I'll just move ahead, just like as always I'm doing here, and stay somewhere. But I was talking not about this room, about the next one actually. But this room is also gorgeous, but there's no place to sit here. I was talking about this place, but for some strange reason it's extremely overcrowded here. I mean, extremely overcrowded here by the tourist groups. Yeah, it's kind of rare picture to see that many people here, even during the free day. So, I think I'll move ahead to to this door. Actually, this part of the museum is the richest one. Is the richest one. So much gold, so much pompous decorations there. Glorious, nothing to say here, but unfortunately there is nothing to sit. Yeah, nothing to sit here. But it's not that bad. I'm just walking around it, just like walking around the city in summer. Stained glass panels from the 16th century. Yeah, interesting place, but actually I was there for 50 times or maybe 60 times. So I saw it many times. And there are also winter garden, or not the winter garden, some sort of the summer garden, yeah, on the roof, on the second floor. But it's closed, unfortunately. The real table from 16th century. It's prohibited to touch it, but it looks so good. Yeah, so good. It would be kind of hard to make it nowadays. And expensive in my point of view. The liturgical or the church fan, I wanted to say, from the 12th century. Great. It looks like it was made not in the 12th century. So good quality. Yeah. So good quality of the museum workers to save it in such a good quality, because it's 800 years old. But looks good. Extremely good. And finally, the filthiest, the richest room of the whole palace. Yeah, the richest and the filthiest room of the whole palace. It was some sort of the party room, because there is a balcony to the riverside, and there is the entrance to the garden that was on the roof. Extremely filthy place. It is so expensive to make this sort of interior nowadays. Some sort of the mosaic from the 19th century. Yeah, great. I'm sure it was so beautiful there 200 years ago, or maybe 150 years ago during the summer, or during some sort of the imperial party. And these mosaic tables, yes, just some sort of the mosaic, this table. Great, so expensive. And the fountains, they're turned off now, and they're always turned off, but I think they were turned on in the past. And the stairs to the next level, because it is a balcony on near the ceiling. Some sort of the balcony and some sort of the sightseeing gallery. Right there. Yeah, I'm sure it was some sort of the party room here. Some sort of the party room. The best part of the museum in my point of view, my favorite, actually. Yes. And also the fountain and some sort of the table with the chairs on the opposite side of it. So good. I think it's so expensive to do the pink walls, to find the pink stones to make the walls. And this, I think it was renovated. Yeah, it looks so great. It's like it was built not 200 years ago, but something like not in the far past. And this room also has one great advantage. It has benches. It's possible to sit there. And it will be my next long stop, maybe for an hour, maybe for 1.5 hours. Why not? Why not to read something? or to see something on the cell phone. Yeah, great, perfect plan. And here is the bench that I'm talking about. Convenient. It would be good to have some sort of that kind of mosaic tables at home, but I think they're extremely expensive, just like, I don't know, just like the house itself. It is also possible to see the birds singing, but it sings only 4 times a month, and not today. So, another time. But actually I saw it, and it's nothing special in my point of view. It's better to see it on the video. Yeah. The place is becoming extremely overcrowded, as I can notice. And it's finally time to make the stop. Yeah. It's finally time to make the stop for maybe 1.5 hours, yeah, to make the long stop, because this place is definitely worth it. Definitely worth to be such a long stop. It also has the backrest, some sort of it, that's making it to be even more comfortable. It's time to move ahead, yeah, enough for this place. So let's find another room, or just walk around. Yeah, I think I'll just walk around a bit. Walk around a bit, and then choose another place to stop. Another place to stop with a scenic view. The modern section of the museum in general looks more rich, or how to call it. Yeah, more rich. More rich and detailed. More rich and detailed, but my personal favorite is that room. It's also placed in the modern section, but still. Yeah. The next extremely fillful room. Not fillful, fulfilled with the decorations and some sort of it. Yeah. Gorgeous place. And the floors are actually so luxurious. Great. Yeah, it was sort of hard to make some kind of the floor 200 years ago. My next stop. Yeah, right in the middle of this gorgeous room. So, moving to the next room, and there's some sort of temporary exhibition here. Yeah, some sort of temporary exhibition here. Or maybe not temporary. Yeah, temporary. This side also has the gorgeous hallway. Yeah, the gorgeous hallway without any lights here, so it's possible to see it only when it's bright outside. Yeah, no, there are the lights, but they're a bit dark, as I remember. Earlier I mentioned that this place looks more rich because of this room, these three rooms, this one and the next two ones. It's so giant, the ceiling is high, yeah, the ceiling is high here, and it's so bright here. That's the reason why I said that it's richer. But not only that three rooms, because even the neighbor rooms. Yeah, this part of the palace is more modern, but it looks much better than the previous one, in my point of view. Much better, maybe because of the high ceilings. Yeah, the high ceilings is the reason of it, in my point of view. The main reason of it. And the museum started to become livelier and livelier. Yeah, more and more. And it also had the gorgeous stairs. I mean, not the stairs itself, but the columns around it. Yeah, this place is actually a bit gloomy because of the color. Yeah, it's gray, but for some reason it looks still pompous and stylish, in my opinion. Maybe because of the statues. Yeah, there are two lines of statues near the windows. But I'll come back to the first three pompous rooms that I mentioned earlier and try to find a place to stop here, but it's actually impossible. Yeah, there are another room there is possible to sit, but not this one. Not this one. There are so many paintings on the walls that it could be a perfect place to spend the time, but as I said before, there are no benches, so it's only possible to walk around. The neighbor rooms are also cute, adorable, but not that much. They're only interesting because of the paintings on the walls. I mean, a lot of them, especially the portraits in the room behind me. And the neighbor rooms, and also this room. Yeah, this room is unique by its paintings, in my point of view. So because there are so many sceneries. Yeah, sceneries, as I remember, a lot of sceneries that is possible just to stay nearby and just to look at them. Yeah, great ones. The whole room is filled with arts from Holland. Yeah, all of these pictures were painted in Holland, in Netherlands. Netherlands. Interesting art school. What can I say? Interesting. Yeah, especially because of its sceneries, the scenery paintings, my favorite ones. But there are not only sceneries, there are also portraits, and just the sceneries with the humans, with the people. The next room also looks pretty, and it also filled with the Holland arts, Holland pictures. This part of the museum is supposed to be some sort of art gallery, because in the previous one there are a lot of interiors, good interiors, and here are a lot of paintings everywhere. This is the place there is possible to sit. Yeah, this bench. And in the neighbor room there are also bench. I'll choose one of them to make the next stop. Perfect plan in my point of view. The next room is also pretty because of its ceiling. Yes, ceiling decoration. But it has no bench, and even the lights turned off for some reason. And also it's possible to see the columns of the stairs that I showed before. Yeah, because I'm moving around the stairs. This is the neighbor room that I was talking about, with the benches in the middle of it. But there is the food pictures, paintings of food and animals. And on the previous one actually were more pleasant art in my point of view. There is also the table, interesting table. It looks like so modern, just like it was not made when it was made. Just like, oh, there is no sign. Just like it was not made 200 years ago or something like that. But just how it was made yesterday, just like it looks like so modern. I don't know why, but actually in the modern table it would be just a painting of it printed on the printer, yeah. But in this one it's the real stones, the real kaleidoscope of stones. Great. This is actually the modern art. It's from 2016. Yeah. At first I thought that it's really some Asian, but no, it's modern. Some sort of new art in the middle of the classical one. And I came back to the hallway, finally. So there should be the room with the horses on the left. With the horses and the gorgeous floor. Yeah, with the horses and the gorgeous wooden floor. And there is also the room with the bench nearby. So I think this will be my next stop. This will be my next stop, but at first I'll just walk around and look at the pictures again. They are still the same, just like there was in the past. Yeah, just like there was the last time, even more last time. As I know, this place was built especially to be the museum, right from the start. So wide, so fulfilled with the Italian art. Because it's everywhere, so it was built especially for it. And I'm moving backwards. And I'm moving backwards because there are 3 floors in this building, yeah? And I'm in the middle floor. But there's also the ground floor and the third or the second floor, how to better call it. And so now I'm moving straight ahead, not to the ground floor, but to the room ahead, yeah. And then to the right. Perfect decision. So I spent more than half of the day now here, and I'm thinking about visiting the neighbor museum, but maybe not, maybe not. At first, let's visit another 2 floors. But finally I decided to change my mind and start the exhibition of the ground floor right from these stairs, because I can come back to the old part of the museum using the ground floor, yeah. Comparing to the second floor, this floor there's nothing special actually. It's always a bit empty in my point of view, but it contains the more ancient art, some sort of Egypt art, Middle East art, and something like that. And the upper floors the second floor, as I remember, is the Western Europe art, yeah, the Western Europe art. And the third floor is Asian art, the highest floor. And here's a lot of ancient, really ancient, really old crafts on this floor. And it is always empty and warm here for some reason. Yeah, it's a bit warmer here than on the upper floors. I don't know why. I said that it's nothing special here compared to the upper floor. Maybe because here is the classic interior style, and on the upper floors it's full of gold Baroque style. Yeah, that's the difference. But it looks stylish and gorgeous in some way. But I prefer the golden pompous interiors for some reason. This place is perfect because it could be considered as an art gallery, sculpture art gallery. Yeah, there are a lot of ancient sculptures around, a lot of them. The wall painting style actually looks like modern. Yeah, just like it was invented in this century, but not 2 centuries ago. I said that this floor has the classic style, maybe because of its columns. Yeah, its columns, the main characteristic of the classic architecture, interior style. And whoa, it's empty. Yeah, it's really empty. Only me is here. That's great. And the reason why only me is here is that it's empty. There is nothing here on this room. So maybe it's under reconstruction or something like that. I mean, the exhibits on these podiums. Maybe. Great. It would be great if there were a bench right here. A perfect place to spend time because it's empty. But the interior still looks great. Yeah. Comparing to the modern ones, to the modern interiors, this place is filthy rich. Ultimately rich. Great. It was cool to live in the palace, I'm sure, and the floor. Some sort of the private garden inside, tiny private garden inside, but it's closed for public, unfortunately. Only for staff only. The next room, hallway, yeah, the next hallway is much more fulfilled with an art and with the people. Let's see. Some sort of the coin, maybe. Coin exhibition. Or maybe just a stone exhibition. I think I looked closer at it. I actually forgot about it because I was usually visiting the upper floors, but not this one. All of these gems actually had the portraits inside. Have portraits inside. Interesting. It was kind of hard to do it, I'm sure. And the books of course. I wonder what is inside them. What is inside them? Maybe it's some sort of the catalog. It is the catalog of these gems, yeah. 10 tomes of it. It was some sort of the temporary exhibition. That's why I didn't remember it. And the next room looks much brighter, yeah, because of the white color of the ceiling. The white color of the ceiling, but it also contains the gem, the coin or gem, jewelry exhibition. I think I'll move ahead because there's nothing interesting here in my point of view. No, it's interesting, but actually another time, maybe on the way back. Yeah. And the sculptures started again. This grey column room is one of the maybe the most beautiful room in the whole ground floor. In my point of view, in the modern part of the museum, on the ground floor, yeah. Because on the older part there are also interesting rooms, but in the modern part this room is the filthiest one. Not the filthy, maybe it's better to say luxurious, yeah, luxurious one, but still stylish and cute. And I also remember these giant ways. It is so big, I mean, extremely big, compared to the human size. It needs the whole room to be stored, to be placed. Yeah, I don't know why it was created, but still. The sign don't say why it is this way size giant, but it said that this was made from the giant stone. Yeah, maybe they just found the giant stone and decided to make a giant vase of it. So I entered the next hall, and it's also pretty cute. I mean, especially the ceiling and the wall color. But the statues are all the same. Nothing special here. And I finally reached the bridge to the older part of the museum. It's even possible to see the river from it. And one of the entrances ahead. It's kinda empty here. Strange. So I'm moving back ahead, yeah. Moving back ahead to the ground floor of the older part of the museum. And I'm finally entering it. Yeah, and I'm finally entering it, and here is the ancient Egypt art crafts. A lot of ancient Egypt sculptures and sculptures, yeah. There are no paintings actually, only the sculptures. So I think I'll walk around it and move ahead, yeah. And I finally reached the entrance hall, but there's another part of exhibition on this floor and the highest floor left. So let's move. The entrance to it is far ahead. These devices looked so modern back in the past, I mean 15 years ago in my childhood. But nowadays they look so retro, I mean, even with the CRT monitors. Great, but it's possible to use them. It's possible to use them. It is still possible to use all of them. This thing is turned off for some reason. Strange. And I finally reached the main entrance hall. So maybe I'll start with the highest floor, with the third floor, and we'll end there because there's another part of exhibition on this floor, on the ground floor. Yeah, I think I'll do that. And so I'm entering the main stairs again. Entering the main stairs again. And let's move straight to the upper floor. This is the hallway full of the benches, and I can see that the line is still outside, but it's extremely short compared to the January one. Extremely short. Maybe I will add I can add the January line to this video, or not. I'll think about it. But there's nothing to see in this hallway, just because it's just a hallway, not the pompous room. Another part of the temporary exhibition because it's kind of huge, and it's actually one of my favorite parts of it because there are a lot of art of the 1920s, 1930s compared to the main exhibition. Is much better in my point of view. I want to have this sort of service in my kitchen. Yeah, it looks pretty, and it's from 1960s, so it's not that old. Welcome to 2017. The piece of modern art here. It's called Resources. Great exhibition. Yeah, definitely. But I'm moving ahead to the Moving ahead to the third floor or the ground floor. I'll choose one of them, near the stairs. Here is the stairs that I mentioned, and I'll start with the ground floor. Yeah, with the ground floor, because I finished half of it, so I'll finish another half. It's actually, I'm visiting this museum once a month, yeah, but especially the second floor. The first and the third floors, not even every time. Because it is just a museum here, without any interior designs. Because interior design is good, but nothing special compared to the upper floors. This room is fulfilled with some sort of boxes. Maybe the new exhibition will appear in the future. Who knows? This place is a bit alienated from the other ones, and that's the reason why it's so empty. Extremely empty. I have some sort of feeling that I'm only one here. No, there are some people around me, but not that much of them. Especially in the exhibition rooms. You are moving through them and nobody is around because, well, it's just an exhibition just like in the other museums. And as I said before, I'm coming here especially to spend the time to sit on the bench and to look at the interiors. This exhibition is also good, but I saw it probably many times, so there is nothing interesting for me here. But for those who did visit this place for the first time, could be kinda interesting to walk around it. Here I found absolutely empty place to sit. Absolutely no one is around. Yeah, with the view to the knife and saber exhibition, and one rifle in the middle. Maybe I'll stay here for 10 minutes or 15. Perfect plan. I have finally reached the stairs, and I'm moving to the third floor. Yeah, to the highest floor. The stairs itself is actually look pretty good for the ground floor. Pretty good. These stairs to the upper floor is actually modern. Looks like they were built not so far ago, something like 70 years ago or 60 years ago. And as I said before, here is the art from Asia, yeah, Asian art. So it's also absolutely museum floor, yeah, with no interiors but with exhibitions. The Asian section starts from Japan, and comparing to the Kunstkamera Museum, it's sort of tiny, but still good. But comparing to the Kunstkamera Museum, that is also free, but only on the third Thursday of the month, and today is the Thursday. Pretty good. Some arts, some crafts. It even has the same Chinese elephants, even two of them. And yeah, this is the Chinese section. It's also not so big, but still good, especially because it contains a lot of porcelain. Yeah, in my point of view, the most interesting part in Chinese art is its porcelain. In my point of view, so good. But the wooden crafts are also looks so complicated. Complex. It was kind of hard to produce them, I'm sure, especially these statues. And of course the paintings. Yeah, the paintings are also good. Not that they are good. I mean, comparing to the European art, in my point of view, that they are too simple, just like the comic arts or children's arts. But itself they are stylish, simple and stylish. The next section is the, I don't know, even from India, and it's also empty. I'm also all alone here. Great. So I think I'll walk around and just look at it. But literally no one is here except me. By the way, all these pictures were made in 10th or 9th century. So old. And it's not the paper, it is the stone. Yeah, it looks like it is the stone. And this one is from, as the sign said, is from the 6th century, even older than the previous one. But the cover, the surface looks like it's really a stone. And I'm moving ahead to another exhibition rooms. There is nothing special here. I mean, it's the pure real museum. Exhibits, some robes, trousers. It is also from China, as the sign said, from the 18th century. All this room is actually from China and from 18th and 19th century. But as I said before, no gorgeous interiors, just plain rooms with the exhibitions. This 18th century incense burner is extremely, how to say, big. Yeah, it's giant, 3 meters height. For an incense burner, it's extremely giant. I mean, comparing to the human size, it's giant, really. This curved panel looks so complex, so complicated. I mean, it was extremely hard to make it. Extremely hard. Yeah. As expected of the museum. And I came back to China. And it means that I'm in the end of the exhibition and I will try to move to the exit. Yeah, I watched all the museum today. Actually, I was intending just to sit somewhere and to spend time, but 5 hours passed since I came here, so that's enough for today. Maybe I will visit the neighbor museum. Yeah, great idea in my point of view, but for this building, enough. You don't have to change the clothes and change the location, change the building. I hope that the neighbor museum is also free today. I have some sort of feeling. Or not. Who knows? Let's check it. And people are still waiting in the line to enter. Interesting, but the line is short. Actually. Much shorter than it was 2 hours ago. That's why I prefer to come here before the opening. 40 minutes or half an hour before opening is appropriate. Or even 20 minutes here in February, but just like I came today. I came at 5 minutes before the opening and entered the museum 15 minutes after. The line was so short and so fast. Yeah. So it's necessary to come here earlier, much earlier, and it's worth it. So I have at least 2 or maybe 3 hours. Maybe I can visit the neighbor museum as I mentioned before. Now it's on the left to check is it open now or not. Who knows? Who knows? The sky became ultimately cloudy, and yeah, the snowfall could stop, I think. For some reason I have some sort of feeling that's the forecast said. But yeah, the sunny days can't last for so long. Once in 2 weeks in January. It's sort of normal. It's sort of normal. So, the entrance is here, this left door or the right door, one of them. So let's move to it. And here I came, and it looks the same just like it was 2 years ago, ultimately the same. So let's change the clothes and enter it. This building was fully reconstructed 3 years ago or 4 years ago, so it looks extremely modern, but actually it's not. It was built more than 150 years ago. So, yeah, but it looks much cleaner in my point of view and much more stylish, just because it's modern, yeah. The entrance is also free and I have 2 hours to spend the time here. Some information is possible to see here. Good, good. So modern, yeah. This place looks much more modern than the previous one. Much modern. But I'll move ahead, yeah. Time to change clothes. Time to change the clothes actually. And the cloakrooms is after the entrance. So here's the giant stairs, but at first, yeah, I will change the clothes. Extremely modern building, yeah. Extremely modern one, and it's much crowdier than it was 3 years ago in 2015 actually. Much more crowdier. I got the quadruple number today. Can it be considered as a lucky number? 1111. Maybe. Who knows? Who knows? But still, I have 2 hours of before it will be closed, and as I can see, it is still bright outside. And the stairs, yeah, the giant stairs on the entrance. The giant stairs in the entrance. Great. It became so gorgeous. I don't know, it looks like so modern and stylish. One of the most stylish renovated museums in the city. Yeah, because of its size, because of its waist size. It actually was an outside, the roof is modern one, the glass roof. So it was impossible to come here. And actually this place was not public, it was not a museum back then. So let's enter the main exhibition. But actually there is nothing interesting. I mean, there is interesting, but comparing to the previous one, it's much less things to see. Just some sort of an art gallery and modern design interior. Yeah, modern design interior exhibition, some sort of it. This place has the modern style, so it is empty. I don't know why, but lots of modern museums have a lot of empty spaces. A lot of them. Empty and clean. Yeah, extremely clean spaces. I don't know, is this place considered to be the piece of art or is just an empty room? I think it's just an empty room. There have to be something, but I'm not sure about it. There have to be something. It's supposed to be the art gallery, but now it's almost empty. I mean, here is the only one picture there. So, the first exhibition, the art of African art. Let's move to it, or maybe I can just spend time here on this waste place. But actually here I am not just like in the previous museum to spend the time sitting on the bench. Here I came especially to sightsee, to exhibit it, to visit it just like the museum, because the last time I was here, as I mentioned before, was 3 years ago. Yeah. But this place is so shiny, so bright and clean. I definitely like it. But there is only one room. One tiny room. So I'm moving ahead to the next exhibitions. There should be the art gallery, I mean the paintings on the walls somewhere on that side. There should be. So let's move ahead through this long corridor. Long, clean and modern. The second empty room don't even have no, it have torches, but it's kinda dark here. And the walls are sort of dark. Strange. And I'm moving ahead. This is what I call the modern art museum. The art is not modern, the art itself, but it feels like the modern art museum because of the modern art style of the houses. But actually this sculpture was made in more than 100 years ago, so yeah, it's classical old art. Here is another exhibition, as I can see. And as I noticed before, this place looks a bit empty, yeah. because it was opened only 3 or 4 years ago, and it was even more emptier back then. It will took something like 10 years maybe to absolutely fulfill all the rooms. And I'm moving back to the main ahead. Compared to the previous museum, this place, I don't know, it looks the same, but it's good, it's modern architecture that I showed before, yeah. But in general it looks the same as the previous one, but only without interiors. But this place is modern, as I mentioned before, and it looks much more cleaner, cleaner than the older museum. In my point of view, it's much better. The art is the second thing that is interesting here in my point of view, because there are a lot of paintings here. Some of them look like they were moved from the previous museum, from the main building. Who knows, who knows? This building has the most expensive view from the window. Yeah, the most expensive view in the city. And a lot of benches, almost in every room. It's possible to sit. So I'll do it for maybe 10 minutes. The painting was sort of weird actually. So the next room is... oh, interesting. These regalias, or how to call it, regalias maybe, yeah. Little replica. It shines so bright. Actually, it looks like the half of the exhibition migrated here, and a lot of good exhibits from the Hermitage museum, from the main museum building. All they are placed here in this modern place. Yes, the museum this place is great, but it doesn't contain any interiors, luxuries, like the previous building. Just an ordinary, modern, clean, but ordinary, nothing special here, except, of course, the exhibits here. Almost half of this place consists of the long empty corridors. Yeah, it's not so big actually. But the modern interiors are awesome. I mean, the raw concrete, the painted walls. Yeah, as expected of the modern 2010s interior. So let's move ahead, and I think that the modern art that was in the Hermitage Museum in the past and that disappeared is here. Yeah, it's supposed to be here, somewhere in these halls, but here's the classical art still. No, it's Impressionist art. Yeah, Impressionist art. It's not that classical, I mean, it's just 100 years ago. Welcome back to the 1876. Yeah, and this place looks such crowded for some reason. So let's move ahead to continue the exhibition of its place. It's the same as it was on the previous floor, the same art gallery, but with different pictures. And actually, yeah, my favorite pictures, my favorite painting styles, pictures were moved from the Hermitage Museum here. So, because for some reason, here is the more modern art section compared to the main museum. More modern, I mean starting from the 1850s or something like that. And this museum now contains only the old ones, the ancient arts. Whoa, the place, yeah, this place is so crowded now, the square. This face is sort of famous, I have some sort of feeling. Yeah, I saw it before, somewhere here maybe. Yeah, somewhere here maybe, or on the internet. But this picture is famous, as I know, because I saw it really somewhere, maybe in the internet or something like that. Let's move to the modern part of the museum. I mean, not the modern part, to the right part. What's there? What could be there? That's what I call the modern art. Yeah, great. Portraits. The portraits are everywhere in this room. Actually qualified one. Yeah, the best pictures, the best paintings from the Hermitage Museum came here for some reason. Almost all of them. This place is definitely worth visiting instead of the Hermitage, maybe, because there's a lot of benches and the best art migrated here. So it's even possible to see without crowds in an empty room and just look at the Napoleon with somebody, have some sort of the party. Yeah, some sort of that. One of the most stylish modern building in the city. One of the most, even, I don't know, from the inside, of course. It's so good. And these rooms, as I think, are empty just because there is no art for them. I think the new art will come here, yeah, someday. Or maybe not. Who knows? But now it looks gorgeous, yeah.
T'as raison, j'ai vu sur Facebook, oui. Ouais.
This one is also famous, but I consider that art style to be some sort of the trash. Yeah, some sort of the trash. Comparing to the classical art, it's sort of the trash. It looks like it was painted by the child, but not like an adult. Some sort of the weird modern art that is extremely overpriced. And comparing to the real classical art, it's not worth it. It's expensive and considered to be art, but it looks like it were painted really by some sort of the child. This picture is stylish, yeah, stylish, just like IKEA art, or I don't know, looks similar to their style. The best point of this museum is its modern, its modern style. Yeah, it's extremely great. extremely great. Some sort of real professionalism, real, how would you call it, real style. For example, this place, so stylish. Who even considered it to be an art? Awful. Totally awful. Not for the museum in my point of view. For the kindergarten. But not for the museum. The camera battery is dead, unfortunately, but I actually finished all the exhibition here, and I'm moving back home. It started to become dark, and so maybe I will move, maybe I will walk around the city, or maybe not. Who knows, who knows. But for now, let's go to the clock room. So maybe I'll spend some time here near these stairs, because this place is gorgeous, ultimately. It was sort of fulfilled day, and I'm finally going back home. Yeah, going back home. But it's actually sad that the camera battery is dead. I think I'll get the power bank next time. Yeah, I definitely should do it to get the power bank with me. The museum also worth visiting, just like the main Hermitage one, because of its modern interiors, yeah. And because all of the most beautiful art migrated here for some reason. Yeah, but it's tiny actually, compared to the main one. And here is the awaited snowfall. Yeah, and here is the awaited snowfall. And so I have 1 hour of the bright time to come back home. Great, great. So let's do it. And it will fall till tomorrow, yeah, till tomorrow midday, as the forecast says. But it should be started in the middle of the day. I mean, during the lunchtime, yeah. But it started only now, because right before the sunset, yeah, right, sunset, and it started to become dark actually. The snow even more intensified, and I've reached the first checkpoint on my way. The snowfall even intensified, but I wasn't able to record it because the battery is dead. So it was kinda interesting day, but enough activities for today. Yeah, the dinner is waiting for me, and the bed is waiting for me after watching something. Great, but it's actually sad that the battery is dead. Yeah, I would better get the power bank with me next month.